All right, ready to dive in. Today, we're tackling Napoleon Hill's Law of Success. We've got excerpts, key chapters, themes you all wanted to explore.
Extracting that success DNA, really.
Mm.
Hill studied over 100 successful people.
Distilling it all down, turning it into advice you can use.
Practical stuff, right? Something you can actually apply.
Exactly. And one thing that jumped out at me, Hill says success isn't like magic, it's about principles.
It is. The first one, he calls it the definite chief aim.
So not some vague, I want to be rich thing.
Nope. Gotta have a precise target. Hill tells this story about a young clergyman, Gonzalez. This guy, he dreams of building this super advanced tech school.
Okay.
So he gives this sermon, What I Would Do If I Had $1 Million. Describes the school so clearly, so vividly.
Hold on, he basically manifested it from the pulpit.
Well, there was this guy, Philip D. Armour, in the audience, the meatpacking tycoon.
Oh yeah, I know the name.
Right. Armour, he's so captivated by Gonzalez's passion, the clarity of his vision, he ends up funding the whole school. Because Armour Institute of Technology later merged, became Illinois Institute of Technology.
Wow. That's the power of a definite chief aim right there. But it's more than dreaming, isn't it?
Way more. Hill says it takes relentless effort, your definite chief aim. It should be an obsession. Work towards it every single day. Not just a wish, it's got to be a burning desire fueling everything you do.
So how does that work for the listener? Do you just sit around visualizing your dream?
That's a good question. Hill does talk about imagination, one of his 15 laws of success.
Okay.
But it's not daydreaming. It's using your imagination as a tool. Think of athletes. They mentally rehearse.
Right, they see themselves winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Hill goes further. Says you can use imagination to solve problems, get creative, even overcome fears. He talks about Marshall Field, the retail guy.
Yeah.
After the Chicago fire, his store was destroyed. He didn't just give up. He imagined an even grander store and built it.
So you have the aim, and you use your imagination to get there. What other laws, especially for someone who likes practical stuff?
Well, he's big on enthusiasm. Says it's contagious, a game changer when you're trying to influence people.
Can't inspire anyone if you're all doom and gloom, right?
Nope. Hill calls enthusiasm the basis of a pleasing personality. Think about leaders who inspire you. They have that spark, that energy.
For sure. But doesn't enthusiasm, can it get out of control? Too impulsive.
That's where self-control comes in. The balance wheel of success, he calls it. It's managing emotions, making sound decisions.
Even when things are tough.
Especially then. You need that discipline. Focus your enthusiasm.
Makes total sense.
And Hill doesn't shy away from tough stuff. He's got this whole chapter on overcoming fear of criticism.
Everyone struggles with that, I think.
He says it can stop you from going after your dreams, being yourself. Tells this story about his Airedale dog kept stealing chickens. Scolding didn't work. Until Hill showed the dog a hen that fought back, that's when the dog learned.
So sometimes you need a bit of tough love to get over those fears.
Like we inherit fears from how we're raised or what society expects. Got to confront them head on.
He even talks about those two sons who inherited a bunch of money, never had to struggle, ended up with bad habits.
Wow. Hill's point is, hardship makes you resilient.
So a bit of adversity is good.
It can be. Not that we should go looking for it, but don't be afraid of challenges.
They can make you stronger.
Right. Okay, so we've got the clear aim, imagination, enthusiasm, self-control, overcoming fear. What's next?
What is?
Well, Hill's got this idea, the mastermind principle.
Hmm.
It's a group of like-minded people help you reach your goals.
Like a success dream team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He talks about Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, how they use this.
Even those guys needed help.
Sure. Carnegie, he built a steel empire, but didn't know much about the technical stuff. His secret? Mastermind, experts in different areas shared their knowledge and skills.
Like a personal board of advisors working towards your success.
Right. It's about using other people's strengths to boost your own. Hill says your mastermind, they should be totally in sync with your definite chief aim, their energy, their ideas, all supporting your vision.
It's all coming together. So who could be in your mastermind? Mentors, colleagues, friends, even family. Got to be people who inspire you, challenge you, want to see you succeed.
And remember, it's a two-way street. You bring your own talents to the group. The mastermind, it's like synergy. Everybody benefits.
That makes sense. Everyone gets stronger together.
Exactly.
Okay, this is fascinating stuff. We're just getting started, though.
Lots more to uncover, definitely.
We'll be right back after a short break. Okay, that mastermind idea, that's powerful stuff. But how do you actually put all this into practice? Definite chief aim, imagination, all of it.
Well, that's where autosuggestion comes in. Hill was all about shaping your thoughts, your beliefs.
So is that like affirmations?
Kind of. But Hill went deeper. He said if you keep feeding your mind positive suggestions, you reprogram your subconscious, you actually change your reality. Tells this story. A guy, totally down on his luck, felt like a failure.
Okay.
Hill tells him, write down exactly who you want to be, your ideal job, income, everything, even personality traits.
Then what? Read it over and over.
Twice a day, out loud.
Right.
Really picturing yourself being that person.
Whoa.
A few days later, the guy lands a job, $3,000 a year. Huge money back then. He even got an advance, bought new clothes, sent money home.
Wow, that's amazing. But isn't that just fooling yourself, like ignoring real problems?
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Hill's not saying to deny reality. It's about choosing to focus on the positive, a mindset of possibility. Counteract that negative self-talk.
So how can the listener use this? Any practical tips?
Sure. Figure out what limiting beliefs you have, then make positive affirmations to address those. Write them down, say them out loud. Really see yourself living those affirmations. Might feel weird at first.
It's like training your mind.
Exactly. Okay, so we're working on our mindset, but what about practical stuff? Money, for example.
Yeah, money's important.
Hill was big on saving, saw it as the basis of financial independence, opportunity. He tells his story about a young machinist, saved part of every paycheck.
Like the original Dave Ramsey.
Maybe. So this machinist, his friend's an inventor, needs money for a project.
And the machinist had the cash ready.
Yep, because he'd been saving. Invests in his friend's invention. Turns out it's a huge success. The machinist sells his share later for $250,000.
Not bad. So Hill's all about saving, but not just hoarding money, right?
Right. It's about creating opportunities, having the freedom to take risks when they come up.
Fortune favors the bold, but you need that security to be bold.
Exactly. And even if you're not making big investments, having savings, it reduces stress. You can focus on your goals.
Okay, so big goals, imagination, positive mindset, saving money. What else?
Hill talks about rendering more and better service than expected. He calls it the foundation of success, the key to the law of increasing returns.
Go above and beyond.
Right. Exceed expectations,
Yeah.
that extra effort, it makes you stand out. He talks about this woman, started as a $15 a week stenographer,
Okay.
became a $100,000 a year lecturer. She just kept going the extra mile, doing more than her job, became invaluable.
Created her own promotion.
Exactly. Then there's Henry Ford. His whole philosophy, best product, lowest price. He was obsessed with efficiency, innovation, making customers happy.
It's like he was serving others, not just focused on profits.
You got it. Hill's big on that. True success comes from a spirit of service, adding value.
So how can the listener apply this law of increasing returns?
Mindset shift, look for opportunities to go above and beyond, add extra value, take initiative, become a problem solver, a creative thinker, an asset.
Could be at work, relationships, even just in your community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can change your whole life. He'll believe that.
Okay, now there's this chapter, so-called spiritualism explained. Sounds kind of out there. Where does that fit in?
I know, right? He knows it might be a hard sell for some. But he's talking about the power of thought, how the mind can connect with a higher intelligence. He calls it infinite intelligence.
So we don't have to become mediums or anything.
No. He uses so-called to separate it from the more, sensationalized spiritualism. He's interested in the mind's potential to tap into a universal source of knowledge, power. He even compares it to unseen forces in the universe, electricity, gravity.
Forces we don't fully understand.
Right. And Hill thought people like Jesus, Moses, Buddha, they achieved incredible things because they mastered connecting with this infinite intelligence.
Interesting idea, even if you're not, into the spiritual stuff.
Exactly. Even without the spiritual language, Hill's point about belief, visualization, positive thinking, it all aligns with modern ideas about the subconscious mind.
Makes you think, what could we do if we could tap into that fully?
Right. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Hill talks about building a winning personality, a whole chapter on that.
So it's not just what you know, but how you come across.
Exactly. But he's not talking about fake charm or putting on an act. It's genuine warmth, sincerity, being interested in others.
Like those people who just draw you in.
Yeah. He talks about being agreeable, courteous, tactful, always. Even suggests going out of your way to be helpful. It can bring unexpected rewards.
Kindness is strategic.
He tells this story. He's a young reporter, runs into this grumpy streetcar conductor.
Oh, no.
Guy's just making his life miserable. But Hill, he decides to be polite, respectful.
What happened?
The conductor, his whole demeanor changes, becomes friendly, even goes out of his way to help Hill get where he's going.
Kill them with kindness.
It's a perfect example of how our actions can influence others.
But what about when you're dealing with someone really difficult?
That's where negotiation skills come in. Hill says it's not about manipulating people, it's finding solutions that work for everyone.
That's tough sometimes.
He emphasizes clear communication, listening, being willing to compromise, even gives some tips.
Like what? Spill the secrets.
Stay calm, respectful, focused on what you want to achieve. Be prepared. Think about what objections might come up. Know your own goals, your limits.
Strategic approach, not just going in all guns blazing.
Right. And he says, be willing to walk away if the deal's not right. That gives you power in the negotiation.
Makes sense. Okay, winning personality, negotiation, even tapping into that spiritual side. What else is in Hill's law of success?
Well, he's big on enthusiasm, says it's essential for success. It can influence people like crazy.
But what if you're just not, like, naturally enthusiastic? Fake it till you make it.
Hill thought you could cultivate enthusiasm. Starts with having passion for your goals, really wanting to achieve them. It's not just thinking positive. It's got to be a fire in your belly.
Can't just slap on a smile.
Nope. But he did believe in using auto-suggestion, keep affirming your beliefs, visualize achieving those goals, training your mind to be more passionate.
Working from the inside out.
Right. And then express that enthusiasm when you communicate with your voice, your face, even your body language.
Let it show.
It becomes infectious, draws people in. Hill even thought enthusiasm could help you overcome tough times, keep you positive, inspire people around you.
So enthusiasm is like fuel for success.
Exactly.
All right, lots to think about. Hill gets into some deep stuff like that cosmic habit force idea.
Yeah, it's like what we think, what we do, it has a real effect on the world around us.
So we create our own reality.
In a way, yeah. It's about aligning your actions with what you want, with what you believe. And it works with other people too.
Okay.
If you're kind and respectful, people are more likely to treat you the same way.
What goes around comes around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hill thought we have more control than we realize. It's not about ignoring problems or difficult people. It's about choosing to focus on creating a positive environment.
Makes sense. If you're always expecting bad things, you'll probably find them.
Right. And remember how we talked about self-control?
The balance we are.
Right. Hill said that's crucial for navigating this cosmic habit force. Master your emotions, your impulses, make conscious choices.
So more than just resisting that extra donut.
It is. It's about discipline. Staying focused on your goals, making decisions that fit with your vision for your life.
Having a plan for when those donuts show up.
Exactly. Be prepared. Have that inner strength to say no to things that'll throw you off course.
So we're shaping our reality, practicing self-control, going above and beyond. Anything else from Hill's law of success?
Oh, there's this chapter, how a small fortune was made from an old, worked-out, worthless farm.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
It's about this guy inherits this land. Everyone thinks it's worthless.
What'd he do?
Well, he sees there's a growing need for places for tourists to stay.
He saw an opportunity where others didn't.
Yep. Starts building these simple cabins, not fancy, but people need a place to stay. Becomes a successful business. The worthless farm is suddenly valuable.
That's thinking outside the box, but also took guts to do something different.
Definitely. Hill says success often means challenging conventional wisdom, seeing possibilities where others see limits, taking risks.
Don't let other people's doubts stop you.
Right. And, turning something bad into something good, it reminds me of another thing Hill talks about, overcoming the fear of criticism.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
He says that fear can really hold you back. We got to develop a thicker skin. Not everyone's going to like what we do.
Easier said than done.
It is. But Hill says if we let that fear control us, we'll never be ourselves, never go after our dreams.
So how do you get over it? Just ignore it.
First, acknowledge the fear, figure out where it's coming from. A lot of times, it's from childhood or what society tells us.
Okay.
Once you know where it's coming from, you can start challenging those beliefs, replace them with something positive.
Retrain your brain.
Exactly. It takes time, effort, but the reward is huge. When you're not afraid of what people think, you're free, more creative.
So to wrap up our deep dive into the law of success, what are the big takeaways for our listeners?
Start with that definite chief aim, the clear goal that drives you. Then, use your imagination, solve problems, see yourself succeeding.
Don't forget enthusiasm. It's powerful stuff.
It is, and cultivate self-control, stay focused, save money. It creates opportunities, peace of mind.
Go above and beyond, render more service than expected. That's how you see those increasing returns make a real impact.
And remember, success is a journey, not a destination. You're always learning, growing, adapting. Hill's book, it's a guide for that journey.
We hope this deep dive has sparked some inspiration for you. What's your definite chief aim? How will you use your imagination? What steps can you take starting today to get closer to your dreams?
The power's within you. Hill's book gives you the tools. Now go use them.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.